Hey guys, it's Simon with ToughTrader.com. Wanted to answer a question. Someone named DJ asked me a pretty straightforward question. He said, "What do you get with the subscription when I pay for a subscription in the room?" And I wanted to answer that question. So I'm going to take this video and answer that question. Before I get started, important legal disclaimer. I should read this here. Um, this is for educational purposes only. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Not trying to sell you anything, not options, futures, equities, anything. What I'm trying to do is teach you how to trade. And I'm sharing my trade plan with you in hopes that it'll make you a better trader, both my time and my trade plan with you. So the thing I want to stress most is whether you follow me, join the Tough Trader Room, don't join the Tough Trader Room. The most important thing out there is control your losses. Have a trade plan. Have a trading journal where you are exercising your process of learning and becoming a better trader every day. I can't stress how important that is. So, all that being said, what do you get when you join the Tough Trader Room? So, first of all, I've been doing this for a number of years. I think since 2014 now in the room, and so I have a private Twitter feed, and you'll see it right here. It's a two trade and perform. It's at @2_trade and perform. And you must send me an email before I'll approve the follow. Number one thing, right? Number two, once you're following, what I do every day is number one, I post a link to the meeting. You'll see this is an old link right here. It's down here somewhere, I promise you. So I post the GoToMeeting link every day for the meeting in the morning. Number one. Number two, in the evening time, I will post charts for the next day's trading session for both NQ and ES, right? And that's really important in setting up the day. We already know when we're walking into the room where we're looking for key levels coming in, right? So next, I come in the room and then we frame the levels in the trade plan around where the market price action has been overnight and where we expect responses and what kind of day we expect. So in the morning, when I come in around 8 a.m. Central Time, I start with the TPO and volume profile. Here, I'll add that really quick because it's not on here. There we go. And the volume profile. And we go through and we highlight where we expect major turns in the market, both up and down and in stretches, right? And this, right, will align, if I can find it, with the chart. This, for example, was today's chart. And so the way this works, so when we came in today, first of all, we didn't have a short bias or a long bias, but this was the yellow lines. Obviously, this area right here creates a zone right here. When you have two lines of the same color, you end up with a zone. And you can see that we opened up right out of the gate. We were already above support and we pushed all day. Our resistance area, for example, on NQ, where we were looking for exhaustion, I'll either have a zone or I'll have a specific location. So our area of exhaustion today was between Dalton's gap fill and at the naked volume point of control that was up here at 27.29. And then we just started looking for signs for potential short. Up in this area, we would normally expect rejection out of that 27.24 location, right? And we were looking for longs down here as long as we were holding above support. Once the market opens, I'm going through and I'm reading things that are pretty important, like, for example, what type of day we're in. Is it open auction, where you'll tend to get a lot of narrow, tight, choppy price action? Do we have an open drive higher that's indicative of a trend day up or a trend day down? And then what is the price action that we're looking for when we're finding key turning points in the market, right? That's number one. Next, very important for the room and for the performance of the room is the actual algo that we use through the course of the day. And this is what the algo, let me make sure I'm on the right one. I am. And this is what the algo looks like through the course of the day. And while it looks like a jumbled mess while we're in here, there's two key components. The first is what I call the radar screen. And what we're looking for over here is we're looking for key areas to enter our longs and our shorts. How does that work? Well, the way that works, and I'm going to stretch this over here, is we are looking to, there's the day as it laid out. We are basically looking to enter beyond this blue line, we want the market to stretch beyond this blue line for our long entries, and we want it to stretch above this blue line on the other side for our short entries, with the exception of trend days up, right, which we're reading on the fly. Those are few and far between. And we're basically trying to stay out of trades wherever we end up sitting on the VWAP line. A lot of people like to trade VWAP. I hate it. I find that I end up taking a lot of stops there, so I just don't trade there anymore. So very simply, what we're doing through the course of the day is we're using, first of all, our radar screen to identify, hey, this is where I'm starting to look for longs. This is where I'm starting to look for shorts. We then come over to a very much shorter time frame, and we are using I'm using more appropriately. I'm using these little symbols and dashes, dots, and numbers to help me identify major turning points. Per example, today, this is where there was a very specific pattern that set up on this bar, had some very specific features that set up our short to the downside. And you can see this is exactly where we shorted. I printed it. I posted it on the private member feed. I'll go up here and find it really quick. And you will see right, where were we? Right. Wow, I have so many tweets in there. Let's do this. This will help us clear the air a little bit. Here we go. So you will see on this tweet right here, this is California time. So at 9:44 a.m., short 21.18 against 21.25. So the risk there was 3 points per contract, and the targets were 2 and 4 point targets, right? Well, where that trade took place, the algo tipped us in and gave us the information we were looking for, literally right on this bar. And you'll see as soon as this bar closed, we were short. And actually, this bar ended up being worth from 27.18 eventually rolled all the way down to 27.12. So that was the only trade we called in the room today. I didn't take the long. We identified this was a long setup right here, and it was right underneath VWAP, and that usually creates a difficult place to trade. We just couldn't get outside of that first and second standard deviation by the time it triggered, and we didn't take the long, and I really wish I had, but I hadn't, and that's all right. So that's basically what happens in the room daily. You're using my 20 years of trading experience, help with the algorithm to really get great trade location as we go through the course of the day. And the cool thing about that is you'll see, so this gentleman's a new member in the room, but he tweeted, I think, maybe I'm making this up, but David, someone in here, he goes, let's see if we can find this. Maybe he didn't now, but someone tweeted something nice today. Maybe I'm wrong about this, and I've just totally missed it. But today, someone put that we were, oh, there we go, David. That's his Twitter handle. He said 100% win rate so far for the week. He said, thanks, Simon. So, and so let me be clear. We don't always maintain a 100% win rate. It can fall as low as a 70, and when I'm trading poorly, even 60% win rate. I like to try to keep it between 70 and 80% win rate, and occasionally I get on a rip and I'm at 100%, and that's when it's really fun, and it's actually always really fun. So the other advantage to being in the room, and this is really important, I've had the room for about 4 years, and it's not a big room. It's more of a boutique room, and the traders that are in there have people in there that some of them have 20 years of options trading experience, all dedicated seat that we're really interacting with one another to really up our games. Some guys are really good from the algo side. Some guys are good from the structure side. Some guys have expertise with swing trading versus only day trading. And we're kind of all bringing that to the table and feeding off of one another, but not in a way of competing with one another, but using it as a synergy, as a group, to help make us all better traders. So everyone is obviously self-directed. I'm not telling anyone how to trade or what to trade. What I am sharing is what I am trading, what risk I'm taking, and how I'm taking it. And it's important that you understand that. I am a leverage trader. I'm a short-term trader. I'm not trying to capture the entire move. My main focus is grabbing 2 to 10 points, right? And getting my risk off at 2 and 4 points and bringing my stops up. And if I can get the trade right and I get paid, that's great. But I generally, you won't see me put in a trade where I'm like, hey, I'm trying to go from 2,700 to 2,740 on the S&P futures. That's not who I am. I'm a day trader, and I have a very specific goal in mind. I'm trying to maintain a very high win rate, which means I pass on trades that I consider mediocre that may end up being winners, but I generally don't take them, right? I'm not trying to take every single trade. And um, and my wife, actually, thanks to my wife who encouraged me to help teach others, to take the skills I've learned over the years and help make traders better, either through group coaching sessions that I'll do if it's slow in the room. And I'll use that trade setups or changing market environments, use that as a group education opportunity, or in one-on-one coaching that I'll do with individual traders, which, by the way, just to be clear, is not included in the membership of the room. That's a separate fee. But that's basically what you get when you're in the room is 20 years experience. Focus is on the S&P 500 trading. I do trade CL, I do trade NQ, but the focus is on the S&P 500 in the room. Just really, it's been a cool experience and a cool journey. And I enjoy, like I said, I don't have hundreds of members in the room or thousands of members. And I'm not trying to be everything to everyone, but I get some great feedback, and I've established some really great relationships with guys that have been in the room and really helped them come along. I've walked some traders who have started off with me being 1 and 2 contract traders through over the years, working with them to being 20 and 30 contract traders. And that's just a life changer right there for people. If you have the skill set and the ability, meaning you have the mental and emotional, what would I call it, pliability to change yourself to the different markets and the conditions as they change, and you're willing to be disciplined and wait for your best trade setups, and you understand that not every trade will be a 100% winner, although granted this week we're on a roll. And you understand that you're trading in such a fashion that you can capture both ends of the trade. And importantly, if you're a swing trader, right? So if you're a swing trader, I'll go, hey, look at the radar. This is where you want to place your trades down here. This is where you want to place your trades up in this area. So if you're looking for location, you know you're going to get your best swings when the market's buried deep in a hole. What do those reversals look like? If you're a scalper, what do those trade setups look like? And we're trying to identify and distinguish them through each part of the day. But I'm not trying to run 100 trades through the course of the day. I'm trying to help people get that 1 to 3 trades consistently through the course of the day, maintain a high win ratio, help them learn how to control risk, and look at the market in a way that's not necessarily candlesticks and head and shoulders patterns, but where are traders trapped? What does it look like when they're trapped and they're springing that market up or down? And where do your best opportunities lie through the course of the day? And this algo is a big piece of making that formula come true. So that's what I do. I hope that explains it. If to anyone who would like to come in the room and see how I operate and see if our personalities match up and it's something that would benefit you, just send me an email. It's tradertough@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to extend a 5-day pass to you. And at any rate, that's how the room works. And yeah, I think it's something special, and I'm really proud of it actually, because it's not hype. We don't do a million different things, and I've really been able to have an impact on people's lives, and that's really cool. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents. My name is Simon, and this is what I do all day. So, anyways, talk to y'all later. Have a great night. I'm going to get some sleep so I can be fresh for tomorrow morning and have another good day. So, great luck and good trading, guys. See y'all later.